Hey there, air signs. It's Shaniqua from What Shaniqua's Into, and we are about to jump into some tarot and oracle cards to see what guidance Spirit has for us this week. Today is Spiritual Sunday, August 30th, and we are using the Everyday Tarot by Bridget Esselmont of Biddy Tarot. And the oracle cards we are using are from the Personal Power Oracle deck by Deja Druitt and the Yogic Path Oracle by Sahara Rose Katabi. Okay, the spread that we are using for this week is learn, unlearn, reject, accept. So I've already shuffled and cut and pulled the cards. Let's go ahead and flip them to see what we got. So air signs this week are guided to learn a lesson from the Four of Pentacles. We are unlearning some aspect of justice. We are rejecting some aspect of the Six of Cups. I feel like I already know what this is saying. And we are accepting an aspect of the Eight of Cups, okay? Our Yogic Path Oracle card is Kapha. And our Personal Power Oracle card is I trust my intuition. So for the oracle cards, I am going to read from the guidebooks for each of them, but let's go ahead and interpret the tarot cards. So I feel like this is going to suck to say, but I feel like for the air signs this week, Spirit is asking us to stop giving away our how am I gonna word this? Spirit is saying stop being generous with people who don't give back to you, is what I'm seeing here, what I'm taking from these tarot cards. The Four of Pentacles is about maintaining and protecting your stability and your resources. Some people see this card and feel like it's an indication that you need to save money, or that you are afraid to spend money because you're afraid that it'll knock you out of the stability that you've cultivated for yourself. But I just like to think of it as like protecting what you have. It could be money, but it could also be your health. It could be the state of your home. It could be your time, like not letting people waste your time. Any resource that we use to navigate life in the physical world could be indicated by the Four of Pentacles insofar as protecting them and maintaining them. And this is what the air signs are being guided to learn this week, is protecting those resources and being selective and choosy about who you give them away to and why you give them away, right? And the reason that I said I feel like the cards are saying like the air signs have been pouring into someone else's cup too much, or giving more of themselves than what they are getting back, is because what we are unlearning is justice. And justice is all about equality and getting out something equal to what you've put in. It's about fairness and like cosmic balance, right? The way that the scales can't stay tipped in one direction or another from a cosmic scale, because the universe is constantly seeking balance. This could also be an indication, sorry, my daughter just opened my door. This could also be an indication of karma and understanding the consequences of your actions. You need me, darling? Okay, let me pause this. I have to tend to my 5-year-old, so give me 1 second. Okay, I think I took good enough care of my daughter that she won't interrupt me again, but I was saying how justice is about fairness and equality. It's a card that represents that experiences stem from choices and actions, and so they are energetically equivalent, right? But we're being guided to watch what we're giving away our energy to, what resources that we're using this week. And so seeing it here next to justice as what we are learning and unlearning, I just really feel like we've been giving too freely of our resources, whether that be mental, emotional, physical, or energetic. We've been giving too much of that away, and things are not in balance. We're not getting out what we've put in. And so this is just kind of a guide to protect that. Protect your resources, protect your energy and what you've been pouring in to someone or something that is not doing the same for you. We're rejecting this sort of romanticized notion of kindness. The Six of Cups is about kindness and gift giving, right? So that, again, is why I say for the air signs, I just feel like many of us have just been giving too much to someone or something that is not reciprocating that that care that we're showing, right? So this could be a romantic connection that air signs need to sever themselves from. It could be something that's bringing up nostalgia for you, like maybe you're trying to rekindle a childhood friendship. It could be that you're looking to get someone's affection by doting on them and giving to them, whether that be like a physical gift or advice or just time. You're giving to something that you've got sort of rose-colored glasses on. You're not seeing things as they are because the emotions that you have with this situation are clouding your vision. And so there's a need to reject any... this just sounds so bad, but I feel like there's a need to reject the optimism that you're holding for this situation actually ending up being fair and giving you what you're seeking from it, because it's just not going to. It's not lined up for that to happen. And there's a need to accept that you've got to walk away. We've got the Eight of Cups here, and this is the card of seeking internal fulfillment. It's understanding that what you've built up, what you have previously been happy or fulfilled by, is not enough anymore. There's something missing there. It's incomplete, and the thing that's going to complete it is not you or anyone is not outside of you or any external thing. The thing that will complete your feeling, well, I shouldn't say complete, the thing that will fill your cup and sort of come in and fill that empty space that you've been feeling is you. But there's a need to sort of go on a journey, like a spiritual journey, a mental journey. It could even be an indication that you need to take some physical distance from things or people that influence you too much in order to get the clarity that you need to fulfill yourself, okay? And that's not to say that if there is like a romantic connection or an interpersonal relationship that you've really been trying to build, that's not to say that it won't happen ever. But it won't happen so long as you are externalizing your fulfillment. So long as you are hoping for something to be returned to you that the experiences that you've already had have already shown you isn't going to be. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic, but be careful that you're not moving yourself from optimism into delusion simply because you can't let go of the vision that you had for what you wanted in a situation, because you're giving too much away. And right now, without you having gone on that done that inner work and gone on that inner journey, you don't even have enough to pour into that situation or that person, but you're constantly trying to, and nothing is being returned to you because you're not really in an energetic or emotional position to pour in what you need to get out what you want. And it could be that it's a different person or situation that you need to pour into, and it could be that you just need to pour in a different way, from a place that's not one of lack and deficiency, like thinking that this accomplishment or relationship will complete you, and instead it's one of confidence and internal completion that you're looking to share or see mirrored in other people around you. So it's kind of, I feel like it's gonna be tough to actually do that. Like, I know as an air sign, when I set my sights on something, I'm very Knight of Swords. Like, I get that tunnel vision and that focus, whether it's a person or a job or like an outfit. If I decide I want something, don't try to convince me that I don't, because it's just, that's it. Like, that's it. That is it. And it can be very, very difficult for me personally to like let go of anything that I've put energy into or put a lot of thought into, even if there are clear signs that I'm not getting out of the situation what I want. I know firsthand how hard that can be, but it doesn't help anybody to hold on to something that's stagnant or something that's dying. All it really is gonna do is like bring heartache and pain into your life, you know? And there's a reason that we're being guided to protect ourselves, like protecting your resources, again, be they physical, mental, emotional, or energetic. Protecting your resources, protecting what nourishes you and what you have to give is an act of self-love. And there's a need to sort of disabuse ourselves of the notion that so long as I'm kind and generous and giving, those things will be returned to me by the very people that I give them to, because that's just not always the case. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad person or anything like that. It could just be that at the current time, it's not in alignment for them to give it back to you. And it could just be that energetically you're incompatible. So love yourself by choosing you and protecting what you have to give until you're in a place where you know that you have filled your internal cup by doing that in introspection and internal work, so that you can truly see what's being mirrored to you from justice, so you can see, are things equal, are things fair, is it balanced, and not continue to deplete yourself. That's really what I'm taking from here. It's like if you fall in love with someone and maybe they entertain you for a little while, but you know on an intuitive level that like I'm an option for them, but they're a desire for me. That's not healthy, and it's if you continue to push for that person to reciprocate your feelings, all you're really going to do is cause yourself more pain. So listen to that intuition. Listen when part of you feels like you're not being treated fairly, you're not getting out of a situation or from a person what you have put in, what you have given, and honor that knowing and protect yourself, okay? So let's see what Kapha has in the guidebook from the Yogic Path Oracle. I want to say this is a card of like energy management, or like what your primary energy is. So let's see. Kapha. It's an Ayurveda card and it is on page 35. So let's see. Okay, Kapha is the earthy dosha, grounding, nurturing, and heavy. The upright meaning for this card: you are grounded into Earth's energy and carry its subtle calmness, which makes others naturally gravitate toward you. You bring peace, understanding, and comfort to your community and are the shoulder anyone can lean on. You embody Earth's wisdom and are anchored to her vast life force. You may have created a life or are envisioning one that will bring you great contentment and stability, a true home surrounded by people you love. You do not need to search for more. The deepest peace you will find is where you are. Just remember never to become too attached to anything, as all is temporary. I feel like that's perfect. But let's see what the reverse meaning is. Has the earth energy left you feeling heavy? It's time to shake out of your kappa rut. You may have gotten too comfortable where you are, your home, your career, your relationships, your life goals. Try something out of the box. See bigger dreams for yourself. Let go of habits that are no longer serving you, such as emotional eating or looking back into the past. Replace refined carbs, sugar, and dairy with bitter vegetables, tart fruit, and rich spices. It's time to shed your old skin and re-emerge as your highest self and fullest expression. So I feel like there were really poignant points from both the upright and reversed meanings. I don't reverse my cards. I hate looking at upside down art, so I don't do that. But I like to read both meanings just to see, what's relevant and what we get. And I feel like both of those had relevant messages as it relates back to the tarot cards. So ask yourself this week if you are in fact grounded and how your level of groundedness is affected by your environment. Because if you're truly grounded, it's going to be a lot easier to embody the positive aspects of this Four of Pentacles, especially with this being from the Earth suit as well. It's really relevant. So just ask yourself those questions, because it's going to help you with everything else that we've talked about in the tarot cards. So let's see what I Trust My Intuition has in the guidebook from the Personal Power Oracle. And this is card number 15. So let me see. Okay. I trust my intuition. We are all born with our highest self, which is our spirit self that is always aware and has all the answers. She's there to guide and protect us, and we can all learn to hear her. She comes through in many different ways. Some can hear her guidance during journaling, others through meditation. Sometimes you might hear signs, see patterns repeating, or it can just be a feeling. Many people ignore her, but if you learn to acknowledge her and open yourself to listen through practice, you will receive her guidance too. There is usually no logic to this guidance and may not be what we want, but it feels right. No matter how much you don't want to do something, it may be trusting. It can be a feeling that you need to see a doctor or not trust someone. It can be to do something that scares you, like doing a public speech. Pay attention to the subtle hints or signs. If you keep stumbling upon the same word or book, don't ignore it. Trust it. How does your intuition come through for you? How can you connect with your higher self more often? Do you trust and listen to the guidance you receive from your intuition? Grab a journal and ask your higher self for guidance. You may ask her a specific question or just start writing and see what comes through. Practice connecting with her even if it doesn't work the first or second time. So I know that the description used her and she, but this applies to males as well. So any air signs watching this, to summarize what I have in front of me with these cards, I just honestly feel like many of us in this group have justified giving more than is warranted to a person or a situation in the hope that someday, somehow, eventually, it'll be reciprocated back to me. Air signs are really good at convincing ourselves of things. I mean, we live in our heads. All of our experience is filtered through our thoughts and our perspectives and the systems that we use to analyze life. And so there's a need to sort of deconstruct some of those systems that are keeping us in negative patterns, negative habits, could even be like emotionally abusive situations that we've learned to justify for ourselves. So there's a need to really let go of that, let go of the logical and like justified reasons for why you're pouring so much into this person or situation. And remember that outside of just the analytical mind, you also have intuition that makes draws its conclusions from information that we're not consciously aware of. So it's like the guidebook was saying, a lot of times it's going to be a little bit scary and it won't make sense based on our analytical mind. But again, the subconscious, the intuition is processing stuff that we don't even see, hear, feel, have access to. And when it comes back and says you need to do this thing that terrifies you, it's for a reason. It's because it's done that analytical work and it has determined that the path you're on, or like what your logical mind is advocating for you to do, is not what's actually in your highest and best good at this time. So do your best to sort of bring down those walls, drop those guards around that little voice inside of you, and do whatever you can to connect to it. Just like the guidebook said, you can journal, you can do automatic writing, which is when you just don't give yourself like, I'm gonna write about this topic, and you just take a pen or a pencil and some paper and just see what comes out. I really enjoy doing that. It helps me quite a bit. But there's really a need to kind of come back to you, honor you, value you, protect you, and not worry so much about who it is you're trying to give your love or attention or advice to, because right now at least it's not an alignment for them to give it back. So stop depleting yourself for something that is not nourishing you, okay? So that's what I have for my awesome air signs, the Geminis and Libras and Aquarians out there. And if anybody would like a one-on-one reading, you can go to my website, writingwithtarot.com, and you can purchase a spread. If you have any questions or anything that you would like clarified, or even if you would like a custom spread, you can use the contact me form on my website, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. Either one is fine. And if you found these messages helpful, I would love it if you would give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to use the comments below to tag anybody that you think might be helped by these messages. And I was gonna say something else and it just left my brain. So on that note, again, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I really do truly hope that this was helpful, and I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.